So the Chaparrals, the home team. Let's go ahead and give you the defensive alignment. Rumfield is at first base. Melendez at second. Martinez at shortstop. Ibrahimi at third base. Tirina in left field. Lewis in center field. Guffmiller is in right field. Behind the plate is Trace Holcomb. And getting his second start of the tournament is right-hander Daniel Bass. Bass making his 17th appearance, 16th start. 5-6 with 2 complete games. 75 1/3 innings pitched. 58 runs, 46 of those earned. 79 hits. He has walked 55, struck out 87. He's allowed 4 homers and has an earned run average of 5.50. So MCC will start off with Daniel Harden. Will be followed by Mac Rose and Aiden Cooney here in the top of the first inning.
Leading off for the Highlanders, number 4, Daniel Harden.
So Harden will lead off. He's hitting .293 on the year, .431 on base percentage, 8 homers, and 33 runs batted in. Game time temperature 87 degrees. Wind is calm, which is a huge difference from Friday when we started this tournament. There's a swing and a miss. And the count is 0-1. As I mentioned, game time temperature 87 degrees. Harden from Prairieville, Louisiana. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2. Mac Rose is on deck. Bass, a native of Melissa, Texas. Winds and delivers. Curveball. There's a number to third. Coming up with the throw is Ibrahimi, and he'll make the play for out number 1. That'll bring up designated hitter Mac Rose. Rose hitting .374, a .444 on base percentage, 6 homers, and 32 runs batted in. Rose has 67 hits on the season, which is second on the club. There's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Rose. Aiden Cooney is on deck. The 1-0 from Bass. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mac Rose. Rose from Rockwall, Texas. Here's the 1-1. Curveball misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to Rose. Cooney waiting on deck, the first baseman for MCC. Here's the 2-1. Low and away. 3 balls and 1 strike to Rose. Chaparral's outfield playing straight away. Here comes the 3-1. There's a strike call right down the middle. And that will load the count up at 3-2. The 3-2. Grounder to second. Coming up with it is Melendez. He'll throw it over to Rumfield for out number 2. That will bring to the plate first baseman Aiden Cooney. Cooney hitting .385, a .626 on base percentage, 10 homers, 40 runs batted in. Leads the team with 55 walks. When you're averaging a walk per ball game, you're doing some work at the plate and building that OBP. There's a ball call. Request for an appeal down to third. No swing, and the count is 1-0 to Cooney. Dayton LaChance is on deck. Cooney, a product of Flower Mound. There's a strike call, and the count's 1-1. We're in the top of the first inning. Region 5 winners bracket championship game. There's a swing and a miss, and the count is 1-2. Bass making his second start of the tournament. He gets his sign. Here comes the 1-2. Ball high. Fastball out of the zone. 2-2 to Cooney. The 2-2. That's fouled off the hip of Cooney. And we'll replay the 2-2 count. Hayden's going to walk it off. As a team, MCC is hitting .302, .422 on base percentage, .477 slugging percentage. They've scored 450 runs this season with 60 home runs in 58 games. This is game number 59. Cooney now steps back in. Here's the 2-2 from Bass. Fastball high, full count, 3-2 to Cooney. Infield playing back. Shaded toward the right. The payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. First walk issued by Daniel Bass, and that'll bring up Dayton LaChance. LaChance hitting .330. A .388 on base percentage, 9 homers, and 64 runs batted in, a team-leading 70 hits. Bass will look over to first. Cooney with a good lead. Rumfield holding him on. First pitch, grounder to third. Nice grab by the third baseman, Ibrahimi. He throws it over to Melendez at second base to get the force, and that will do it for the inning. In the MCC first, no runs, no hits, a walk, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning in this Region 5 Winners Bracket Championship game from Bosque River Ballpark in Waco. No scores. We go to the bottom of the first inning. You're watching Region 5 baseball on the Centex Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Hello, my
MCC defensive alignment, Cooney at first base, Underhill at second, Menuet at shortstop. Flores at third, Harden in left field, Smith in center, Freeman in right. Behind the plate is Dayton LaChance. And getting the call for MCC is freshman right-hander Lucas Kelly. Kelly making his 15th appearance, 7th start, 5-1 with 2 saves, 1 complete game. 39 innings pitched, 20 runs allowed, 17 of those earned, 29 hits, walked 15, struck out 39. He's allowed 3 homers and an earned run average just a smidge under 4 at 3.92. He'll face the Midland lineup that averaged .372 through the season, .468 on base percentage. They've scored 583 runs this year. So Jake Martinez will lead off the bottom of the first inning for Midland. Martinez came into the day hitting .368, a .474 on base percentage, 10 homers, and 50 runs batted in. Kelly delivers a strike call on the inside corner as we get the bottom of the first inning underway. Matt Guthmiller and Justin Rumfield to follow in the Chaparrals first. Here comes the 0-1 from Kelly. Here's a chopper off the plate. Third baseman Flores will throw it over to Cooney at first. One up, one down in the Midland half of the first inning. And that'll bring up right fielder Matt Guthmiller. Guthmiller hitting .408 coming into the day. .506 on base percentage, 5 homers, and 49 runs batted in. There's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Guthmiller also has 40 bases on balls. Coming into action today, they had drawn 290 walks, averaging just over 5 per game. There's a ball outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Guthmiller. Justin Rumfield is on deck. Guthmiller, a product of Omaha, Nebraska. The 2-0. There's a ball inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Lucas Kelly from San Francisco. Here's the 3-0. On the outside corner. 3-1 is the count to the right fielder, Matt Guthmiller. The 3-1 from Kelly. Here's a grounder to first. Cooney can't handle the ball, and getting over late was Kelly, and that's going to be an error on Aiden Cooney.
Now coming to the plate, number 22, Justin Rumfield.
This will bring up the first baseman, Justin Rumfield. Rumfield came into today hitting .395, a .452 on base percentage, 11 homers, and 64 runs batted in. Had 87 hits during the regular season. And through the first 3 days of this regional tournament. There's a ball thrown over to first, not in time. Kelly sets, now delivers. Ball in the dirt, knocked down by LaChance. 1-0, the Rumfield name, obviously a big baseball name here in Central Texas. Toby was a player, his dad Toby was a player at Belton High School. Brother TJ in the Yankees organization. There's a ball fouled, and the count is 1-2. His brother Brock played here at MCC. That would be his Uncle Brock. Brother Reese, quarterback down at Belton, also a baseball player, getting ready to graduate. There's a ball inside. 2-1 the count on Rumfield. Xavier Melendez is on deck. Kelly looks over to first, now delivers. There's a swing and a miss. The count's even up at 2-2. Guthmiller leads off for first base, being held on by Cooney. Kelly will look over and now deliver. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the ball game for Lucas Kelly. 2 down in the Midland first, and that'll bring up Xavier Melendez.
Now coming to the plate, number 29, Xavier Melendez.
Melendez comes into today hitting .370 for 81 on base percentage, 10 homers, and 55 runs batted in. He's drawn 43 walks and scored 68 runs this season for the Chaparrals. There's a foul as Guthmiller was on the move. The count was 0-1, is 0-1 as Brock Terina is on deck. Guth Miller with the lead. Melendez from Permian High School in Odessa as Kelly throws it to first base. Kelly now with a quicker move over. MCC outfield playing a little deeper than usual without a wind. So it's a straight power game at the plate for both sides. Here's the 0-1. Curveball. Pop up to right field. Underneath it is Freeman. He'll make the catch for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, one error, and one runner left on base. We're through one inning in this Winners Bracket Championship game in Region 5. No score between McLennan and Midland. Top of the second inning coming up. You're watching Region 5 tournament action from Bosque River Ballpark in Waco on the Centex Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Sam Flores will lead off the top of the second for McLennan.
Leading off the Highland Field 6, Sam Flores.
Nothing across for Midland. McLennan, no runs, no hits on one error. Flores hitting .321, .426 on base percentage, 8 homers, and 64 runs batted in. He scored 53 times. He'll be facing Bass, who will start his second inning, and will take a ball. Owen Smith, Walker Freeman to follow in the MCC second. The 1-0. This is fouled out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike to Flores. Bass looks in, gets his sign, winds and delivers. It's fouled off by Flores once again. And the count's 1-2. Smith stands on deck, the center fielder for MCC. Flores, a native of Lufkin, Texas. One-two count to Sam Flores. Bass delivers. That ball just misses off the inside corner. And the count is 2-2 to Flores. The 2-2. Fouled off the plate. Count remains 2-2 to Sam Flores. Chaparral's outfield playing straight away. Regular depth infield playing back. They are shaded to the right, leaving a big gap between the third baseman, Ibrahimi, and the third base bag. The 2-2. Ball misses inside, and that will load the count up at 3-2 as Flores will prepare to see pitch number 7. Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Daniel Bass. Grounder to short. Coming up with it is Martinez. He'll throw it to Rumfield for out number 1. That'll bring up center fielder Owen Smith.
Now comes to the plate for the high number 1, Owen Smith.
Smith hitting .352, a .450 on base percentage, 3 homers, and 32 runs batted in. Bass gets the sign from Holcomb. There's a ball inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Walker Freeman is on deck for MCC. The 1-0 from Bass. Check swing. And no swing is the rule. Ball 2. Smith from Houston. Here's the 2-0 from Bass, taking all the way with Smith. And it's right down the middle for strike 1. Here's the 2-1. Grounder to short. Martinez comes up throwing to Rumfield. A pair of putouts by Martinez to start the second inning. We'll bring up right fielder Walker Freeman.
10, Walker Freeman.
Freeman hitting .275, .393 on base percentage, 4 homers, and 20 runs batted in. Bass delivers. There's a ball low. A ball and no strikes. Landon Underhill is on deck. Bass is 1-0. Low. 2 balls and no strikes to Freeman. Freeman from Tyler, Texas. The 2-0. This is fouled toward the Midland dugout on the first base side. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dimensions here at McClinton Field, 330 down the left field line, 375 to each power alley, 398 to the wall and center, 325 down the line in right field. Batter's eye, 30-footer, 25-foot wall in right field. The 3-1 is a call, strike 2. Underhill waiting on deck, a full count to Freeman. Bass nods. Payoff pitch. Low, ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Freeman.
Now comes to the plate for 13,
We'll bring up Landon Underhill. Underhill hitting .273 at .388 on base percentage. 2 homers and 23 runs batted in. He scored 37 runs this season. Bass will look in at Freeman at first. Rumfield holding him on. Bass delivers. There's a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes to the Noonan, Georgia native, Landon Underhill. Bass looks, gets his sign, now the 1-0. There's a bunt right down the line. It takes a left at the bag, foul. Good idea, however, the ball hung a left. And the count's 1-1. Brecken Menuet is on deck. Top of the second inning from Bosque River Ballpark. No score between Midland and McLennan. This is the Winners Bracket Championship of Region 5. The 1-1. A bunt. Goes right back to the hill. Bass will fling it to first. And they get the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We're through an inning and a half at McClinton Field on the campus of MCC. No score between Midland and McLennan. Bottom of the second inning action coming up after this. You're watching the Region 5 Winners Bracket Final from Waco here on Centex Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Brock Torino will lead off the bottom of the second inning for the Midland Chaparrals. Torino hitting .406, coming into today a .506 on base percentage, 3 homers and 65 home runs, or 65 runs batted in. Hit a critical 3-run homer against Weatherford that gave the Chaparrals the lead in the bottom of the 7th inning in a game earlier today. Ended up resulting in an 8-6 win. Ended up being the game-running RBI for Torino. There's a ball low as Kelly working his second inning. Lewis and Ibrahimi to follow. Here's the 2-0. There's a strike call. Fastball right down the middle. 2-1 to Torino. Kyle Lewis waiting on deck. Highlanders outfield playing straight away. Infield playing at normal depth, normal alignment. There's a swing and a miss by Torino, and that evens the count up at 2-2. Torino, native of Andrews, Texas. Kelly working from the set. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball outside, a little bit upstairs. Loads up the count, 3-2 to Brock Torino. Here comes the payoff pitch from Kelly. This is fouled off. And the count remains full at 3-2. Kelly looks in, gets the sign from LaChance. Once again, the payoff pitch. Fastball high. First walk issued by Lucas Kelly. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Kyle Lewis. Lewis comes into the day hitting .389, .492 on base percentage, 7 homers, and 51 runs batted in. Torino leads off at first, being watched by Cooney. Grounder foul off the foot of Lewis. The count's 0-1. Lewis from Cooper High School in Lubbock. Parker Ibrahimi is on deck. Kelly peeks over to first. Torino extends his lead. The 0-1. Chopper. This is going to go foul down the left side. And the count's 0-2 to Lewis. Kelly comes set. He'll peek to first base. Now throws it over, not in time. Kelly comes set. Now we'll throw back to first. It's getting closer over there at first base. Lewis gets back in time. Kelly looks to first. Here's the 0-2. That ball outside. Curveball drifted into the left-handed batter's box, and the count is 1-2. Tarina continues to lead at first. The 1-2. Curveball. This is going to get into right center field for a base hit. Tarina, round second, heads for third. Tarina is going to get the stop sign. That's going to be a single for Kyle Lewis, and that's the first hit of the ball game for either squad. Brings up third baseman Parker Ibrahimi. Ibrahimi hitting .339, 464 on base percentage, 7 homers, and 46 runs batted in. There's a fastball. This gets to the backstop. Heading for the plate is Tarina, and he'll score. Advancing to second is Lewis, and Midland's on the board. It's 1-0. So Lewis is now in scoring position. The ball got back to the backstop. LaChance got to the ball, but unable to get the runner in time was the pitcher, Kelly. Here's the 1-0. Low, and this gets away from LaChance, and moving to third is Lewis. So that will be a passed ball. And the count's 2-0 to Ibrahimi. Andrew Taylor is on deck. The MCC outfield playing straight away at regular depth. Infield playing back. Lewis with a short lead, a walking lead at third. This is going to be fouled off by Ibrahimi. And the count's 2-1. Kelly looks over to third. Here's the 2-1. Foul. Look out over in the Midland dugout. Little wake-up call for the Shops over there. And the count is 2-2. Hall is good in the Chaparral dugout. Everybody's awake now. Here comes the 2-2 from Kelly. Fastball. And this is down the left field line for a base hit. Lewis scores. Rounding first and pulling in with a stand-up double. Parker Ibrahimi. And that will give Midland a 2-0 lead. That brings up designated hitter Andrew Taylor. And we're going to have a pitching mound visit. So that's been Midland's MO throughout this tournament, is scoring runs in bunches. Only on a couple of different occasions did they score single runs. They scored 9 in an inning last night, or yesterday against Cisco. Then they scored a couple of clumps of runs against Weatherford earlier today. One including the 3-run homer by Tarina to right field, which lifted the Chaparrals to an 8-6 win over the Coyotes. So Andrew Taylor will step to the plate. He's hitting .364, .465 on base percentage, 9 homers, and 48 runs batted in. Kelly looks at second, now delivers. Fastball up and in. 1 ball, no strikes to Taylor. Trace Holcomb is on deck. Ibrahimi with a good lead at second. Kelly looks back, now delivers. Grounder to shortstop. Menuet throws it across the diamond for out number 1. Ibrahimi stays put at second base, and that'll bring up the catcher, Trace Holcomb. Holcomb coming into the day hitting .328, a .381 on base percentage, 3 homers, and 38 runs batted in. Ibrahimi with the lead at second. Kelly delivers. Curveball outside, and the count's 1-0. Jake Martinez is on deck. He's the top of the lineup for Midland. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Chaparrals. No runs, no hits, 1 error for MCC. Kelly sets. Now he'll turn to second as Ibrahimi trots back. Ibrahimi reestablishes his lead at second. Kelly gets the sign from LaChance. He'll look back at second, now delivers. There's a foul off the back foot of Holcomb, and the count is 1-1. Holcomb has been solid defensively behind the plate for Midland. Made several key blocks throughout this tournament. Here's the turn. And we get a violation, which is going to ring up another ball for Holcomb. So it's 2-1 on the pitch clock violation. Ibrahimi with a 10-foot lead off of second. The second baseman, Underhill, watching him. There's a swing and a miss. Kelly put a little extra something behind that one as Holcomb went chasing and came up empty, and it evens the count up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Holcomb, 1 down here in the second inning. And that ball is up and in, and that hit Holcomb. So Trace will trot down to first base. 2 on, 1 out in the bottom of the second inning for Midland. And this will bring the top of the lineup back up in Jake Martinez. Martinez ground out to third base in the first inning. Now time is called as LaChance is going to go out to talk to Kelly. Home plate umpire coming out from behind the plate. Now he's got the attention of LaChance. Chance was already on his way back. So Martinez will step in the right-handed batter's box. 2 on, 1 down in the bottom of the second inning. 2 across for the Chaps. They lead 2-0. Kelly sets, he looks back at second. Now he twists and make a maintenance throwback. Now time is called as the MCC pitchers coach comes out. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. For MCC. So John Carmichael will come on as Kelly pitches an inning and a third. He's responsible for the 2 runners on. So Carmichael making his 21st appearance, which is the team lead. He's got a 2-2 record, make that a 3-2 record, 2 saves. Certainly not a save situation in this early part of the game. 36 and 2/3 innings, 15 runs, 12 earned on 32 hits allowed. He's walked 3 and struck out 26. Nice 9-1 strikeout to walk ratio. 2.95 earned run average. So most likely he's going to be charged to eat a few innings in this Winners Bracket Championship game, because MCC is undefeated. If they lose this game and Midland should win, they would have the if game tomorrow at 1 o'clock right back here at Bosque River Ballpark. We'll have that game for you. Again, here on Centex Sports Network. It's been my pleasure to bring it to you this weekend, as this is the 14th game of the broadcast. So it's been an adventurous time here in Waco. We've had all sorts of weather patterns. Friday was a long day. We started at 10 o'clock. We played 4 games, endured 3 lightning delays. Finally got through with a walk-off 2-run homer by Brecken Menuet at 3:39 in the morning. If you ever asked me if I had a bucket list of calling a walk-off homer at 3:39 in the morning, you'd have to drug test me. Martinez will step in against Carmichael. There's a ball up and in, and the count is 1-0. There's a ball that hits the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Martinez. Matt Guthmiller's on deck. Carmichael looks back at second, now delivers. There's an off-speed pitch fouled off by Martinez. The count is 1-2. Ibrahimi doubled, he's at second base. Holcomb walked, he's at first. Both with short leads. The 1-2. Shot in the left field, that's a base hit. Rounding third and heading for home is Ibrahimi. He will score. Holcomb stops at second. It's an RBI single for Jake Martinez. And MCC is on the board. It's 3-1. I'll check that. It's 3-0. Midland. Had that backwards there. Sorry about that, folks. Runners at first and second. Guthmiller facing Carmichael. The ball is fouled off, and the count is 0-1. Justin Rumfield is on deck. Here's the 0-1. Grounder to Cooney. He'll flip it over to Carmichael, covering first. And there's 2 outs. Holcomb moves to third. Martinez to second. And that'll bring up the 8th batter of the inning for Midland. It's Justin Rumfield. He's 0 for 1. Carmichael looks at third. Now deals. It's a strike call. Inside corner. 1 strike to Rumfield. Xavier Melendez is on deck. Carmichael looks over to third. There's a ball inside. A ball and a strike to Rumfield. Outfield shaded slightly to left. Here's the 1-1. It's a fly ball inside out. Swing. Drifts in foul territory. Making the catch is Freeman. And that will do it. And now we've got a discussion with Hector Rodriguez and the first base umpire saying that Freeman dropped the ball. As we take a look at it on the replay, and it looked like it was in his glove. The glove hit the wall and ended up bouncing out. They ruled it an out, and that will stay. So Midland sends 8 to the plate in the inning. They score 3 times on 3 hits. No errors, and 2 runners left on base. We're through 2 complete in this Winners Bracket Championship in Region 5. It is Midland 3 and MCC nothing. You're watching Region 5 baseball from Bosque River Ballpark in Waco on the Centex Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC.
Brecken Menuet will lead off the top of the 3rd inning for MCC, hitting .255, .365 on base percentage, 2 homers and 28 runs batted in. There's a strike call. The count's 0-1. Menuet with a 2-run homer at 3:39 on Saturday morning to help MCC run rule Howard 11-1. Counts 1-1. That was a very long day with rain, lightning, and a couple of delays as Menuet will take ball 2 upstairs. Harden and Rose to follow the 9, 1, and 2 spots in the MCC batting order. Here's the 2-1. Fouled off. And the count's even at 2-2. The 2-2. Chopper off the plate, foul towards the backstop. Menuet from Houston. The 2-2 from Bass. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. First strikeout for Daniel Bass, 1 down. Top of the lineup coming up for the Highlanders, it's Daniel Harden. Harden grounded to 3rd. To lead off the ball game. There's a grounder to Martinez. He'll throw it over to Rumfield for out number 2. Brings up Mac Rose. Rose grounded to 2nd. in the first inning. Bass winds and delivers. There's a ball that's fouled off toward the batting cages here at the Bosque River Ballpark. The count's 0-1. Aiden Cooney is on deck. The 0-1. Fastball right down the middle. 0-2. The count to Mac Rose. Bass is 0-2. Inside. A ball and 2 strikes to Rose. Aiden Cooney waiting on deck. The 1-2. Inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rose. Here's a shot just foul as Rose was way out in front. Count remains 2-2. Here's a grounder to second. Melendez will throw it over to first. And that will retire the Highlanders in order. In the top of the third, we go to the bottom of the third inning in this winner's bracket championship game between MCC and Midland. Chaparral's leading the Highlanders 3-0. Midland coming to bat here in the third. You're watching Region 5 tournament action from Bosque River Ballpark in Waco on the Centex Sports Network.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
Midland coming to bat here in the bottom of the third inning. They lead 3-0. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Chaparrals. No runs, no hits, and 1 error for the Highlanders. Xavier Melendez will lead off for the Chaps. He flew out to right field in the first inning. Carmichael beginning his second inning of work. Came on in relief of Lucas Kelly in the second inning. Carmichael sets as we get the bottom of the third inning underway with the ball upstairs. Brock Tirina and Kyle Lewis, scheduled batters in the Midland third. Carmichael delivers. Ball up and in. 2-0. Carmichael working from the set. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike to Melendez. Melendez with a pair of homers last night against New Mexico Junior College in Midland's 6-5 win. Here's the 2-1. Bounces up to the plate, and it's 3-1. Here comes Carmichael, 3-1. There's a shot to left center field. At the wall is Harden. He'll make the catch, route number 1. Daniel Harden had a beat on that the whole way. Ends up being a long out for Midland, 1 down, and that'll bring up Brock Tarina. Tarina walked and scored in Midland's 3-run second. Carmichael delivers, ball in the dirt. 1-0. Kyle Lewis waiting on deck. There's a shot foul towards the MCC bullpen. 1-1 to Tarina. As we mentioned earlier, he had a 3-run homer, which gave Midland the lead against Weatherford. Now here's a ball that ends up in front of Harden. Harden fell down on the play, so Tarina will reach on a single. That brings up Kyle Lewis. Lewis singled and scored back in the second. Tarina leads off at first. Aiden Cooney holding him on the bag over there. There's a fly ball to center field. Under it is Owen Smith, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Tarina will trot back to first at base. That'll bring up third baseman Parker Ibrahimi. He had a double, which scored a run in the second inning, also scored in the frame. Carmichael delivers a strike across the plate. And it's 0-1. Andrew Taylor is on deck. Carmichael looks at first. Here's the 0-1. It's fouled off by Ibrahimi. And Carmichael quickly up in the count, 0-2. Taylor waiting on deck with Tarina at first. Carmichael will throw over. And having to short hop the ball was Cooney. Keeps it from going to the wall on the right field side. There's a strike call, throw down to second, and they get him. Caught stealing is Brock Tarina, and that will do it for the Midland third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through 3 complete in this Winners Bracket Championship game between McLennan and Midland. Chaparral's 3 and the Highlanders nothing. You're watching Winners Bracket action from the Bosque River Ballpark in Waco here on Centex Sports Network.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC is
Leading off for the Highlanders.
Aiden Cooney will lead off the top of the fourth inning for MCC.
Cooney.
Highlanders looking for their first hit. They've committed one error. Midland 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. Cooney was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. This is fouled off as we start the fourth. LaChance and Flores to follow in the Highlanders' half of the fourth inning. 0-1, and that's fouled off. Bass in his fourth inning of work. Winds and delivers. There's a ball that was low. 1-2 to Cooney. There's a call, strike 3. That was right down the middle. And there's one down. Bass with his second strikeout will bring up Dayton LaChance. LaChance had a fielder's choice in the first. Bass looks in, gets his sign from Holcomb, and delivers a ball low. 1 ball, no strikes to Dayton LaChance. Sam Flores waiting on deck. The 1-0. Low. 2 balls and no strikes. .30 pitch. Make that a. Now it's 3-0. Chaps outfield playing straight away at regular depth. Here comes the 3-0 from Bass. There's a fastball straight down the middle. 3-1 to the catcher for MCC, Dayton LaChance. The 3-1. Shot to left field. That's down for a base hit. And this is going to roll to the wall. However, LaChance paused around first, but trots into a second with a double, giving the Highlanders their first hit of the ballgame. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Sam Flores.
Now coming to the plate for the Highlanders, number 6, Sam Flores.
Flores grounded out to Martinez at shortstop in the second inning. Bass delivers, ball inside. 1-0 to Flores. LaChance leads off of second. Infield shifted to the right. The 1-0. Misses wide. 2-0 to Flores. Owen Smith is on deck, the center fielder for MCC. The 2-0. Shot in the right, that's a base hit. Rounding third and heading for home is LaChance. Heading to second, Sam Flores. MCC trades places. LaChance for Flores. It's an RBI double, and MCC is now on the board. It's 3-1. Got a belt-high fastball and pulled it to the right side. And LaChance was able to score easily. Brings up Owen Smith. Smith grounded to short in the second inning. Bass shakes his head, now nods. First pitch coming up to Smith. Ball outside, 1-0. Now time is called as Midland head coach Hector Rodriguez heads to the mound. There's nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Chaparrals. Now the visit's broken up. Everybody heads back to their positions. Bass will look back at second, now delivers a ball inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Smith. Flores leading off of second. Here's a fly ball to right field. Underneath it is Guthmiller. He'll make the catch. Route number 2. That'll bring to the plate Walker Freeman. Freeman walked back in the second inning.
Now coming to the plate, number 10, Walker Freeman.
So Bass trying to get Midland off the field. Curved the rally of MCC to just 1 run. There's a ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Landon Underhill is on deck. Bass sets, looks back to second. The 1-0 outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Flores with a walking lead at second. The 2-0. Chopper. And it's foul as Rumfield fielded it behind the bag and as it crossed into foul territory. 2 balls, 1 strike to Freeman. Midland scored 3 runs in the bottom of the second inning. MCC with 1 here in the top of the 4th. The 2-1 misses inside. 3 balls, 1 strike to Freeman. (3-1) upstairs, ball 4. So MCC now with runners at first and second with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Landon Underhill.
Landon Underhill.
He grounded to Bass on the hill to end the second inning. There's a ball inside. 1-0 to Underhill. Bracken Menuet is on deck. Flores at second, Freeman at first base. Bass comes set. Here's the 1-0. High. 2 balls, no strikes to Underhill. Underhill from Noonan, Georgia. Runners at first and second with leads. Here's the 2-2. Make that the 2-0 as outside, and it makes it 3-0. MCC trails 3-1. However, they have a pair of runners on and a 3-0 count. And there's a ball outside that will load the bases for Bracken Menuet. And now we're going to get action.
Now comes the attack number 2, Brecken Minuet.
In the Midland bullpen. Up stretching is Carson Gibson. So Minuet already with a homer in this tournament. There's a strike call. And the count's 0-1 to Minuet. Daniel Harden is on deck. Minuet, the 7th batter of the inning for MCC, the 0-1. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Flores at third, Freeman at second, Underhill at first, grounder to short. Flip throw to second, and that's going to do it for the inning. So MCC gets on the board. In the top of the 4th inning, they collect a run. On 2 hits, there were 2 walks and 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning in this winner's bracket game between MCC and Midland. Chaparrals 3 and the Highlanders 1. You're watching Region 5 baseball tournament action from Bosque River Ballpark in Waco on the Centex Sports Network.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up.
Andrew Taylor will lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. Taylor grounded to shortstop back in the 2nd. Carmichael, in his 3rd inning of work, will deal a ball outside, 1-0. Holcomb and Martinez to follow. 8-9-1 spots in the Midland order. Curveball misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Taylor. Carmichael gets the sign from LaChance. Here's the 2-0. There's a grounder to third. Picking it up is Flores. He'll throw it over to Cooney at first, and there's 1 down. That'll bring up the catcher, Trace Holcomb. Holcomb was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Carmichael sets, now delivers. There's a fastball across, and the count is 0-1. Jake Martinez is on deck. Here's another grounder to third. Flores snags it, throws it across the diamond for out number 2. Top of the lineup coming up for the Chaparrals. It's Jake Martinez. He's 1 for 2. Singled and drove in a run back in the 2nd inning. There's a ball inside, 1-0 to Martinez. Matt Guthmiller is on deck. Here's Carmichael's 1-0. There's a shot foul as he's, nope, wait a minute. It stayed fair, and that's a home run for Jake Martinez. It looked like he pulled the ball, was way ahead of it, but it ended up staying fair, and that's a solo shot for Jake Martinez. And Midland is now up 4-1. Harden gave chase and looked like it stayed fair by about 10 feet. Carmichael deals. There's a strike on the outside corner. Counts 0-1 to Guth Miller. Justin Rumfield is on deck. The 0-1. Looper foul. This is going to go on top of the dugout on the third base side. 0-2 to Guth Miller. Justin Rumfield is on deck. The 0-2. It bounces up to the plate. Ball and 2 strikes to Guth Miller. Carmichael's 1-2. Swung on and fouled. Count range 1-2 to Guth Miller. Carmichael delivers. Fastball high. Two-two count to Guth Miller. Here's the 2-2. Ball upstairs. Now a 3-2 count to Guth Miller. Pitch number 7 coming up to the Omaha, Nebraska native. Carmichael looks in and delivers. Fouled off the top of the screen. Four runs, 5 hits, no errors for Midland. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for MCC. So we play here in the bottom of the 4th. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. LaChance will throw it to first, and that will end the inning. So Midland hits the scoreboard again on the solo homer by Jake Martinez to left field. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, nobody left on base. We're through 4 complete in this winner's bracket final between MCC and Midland. Chaparral's leading the Highlanders 4-1. 5th inning action coming up from Bosque River Ballpark here on Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Top of the 5th inning from MCC. 4-1 Midland leading the Highlanders in this winner's bracket final. If MCC wins, they win Region 5. If Midland wins, there will be a winner-take-all game tomorrow as MCC has come through the winner's bracket so far undefeated at 3-0. Midland is at 4-1. Daniel Harden will lead off the fifth. Has a pair of groundouts. Bass has gone the distance for Midland. Bass winds and delivers. Shot down the right side foul. The count's 0-1. A pair of arms working in the bullpen, a righty and a lefty for the Chaparrals. Here's Bass's 0-1. Misses outside. A ball and a strike. Mac Rose and Aiden Cooney to follow. And Highlanders fifth. They are the visiting team in this ball game. Ball upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. There's a grounder to second. Melendez will throw it to Rumfield. And there's one down. Brings up the designated hitter, Mac Rose. He's got a pair of groundouts to Melendez at second. Bass delivers. Ball high. 1 ball, no strikes to Rose. The 1-0. Another grounder to second. Backhanded by Melendez. Throws it to Rumfield for out number 2. Melendez has been a busy person this afternoon in this ball game. He's been a part of 6 different outs through the first 4 and 2/3 innings. Aiden Cooney is the batter. Walked back in the first inning. There's a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Aiden Cooney. Dayton LaChance waiting on deck. The 1-0. There's a call, strike 1, right across the letters. Bass is 1-1. Pop up to left center field. And the ball ends up dropping in to left center field. And Cooney ends up at second. So it ends up being a double for Cooney. Lots of communication out there, but just nobody took control. As we look at it on the replay, plenty of support there. However, the left fielder, Tarina, could not come up with the ball. Looks like he had made the call for the fly ball. There's a ball. 1-0 LaChance. Bass comes set. He'll peek back to second. Now the 1-0. That misses inside. 2-0 LaChance. Sam Flores is on deck. A lefty and a righty working in the Midland bullpen. There's a ball low. 3-0. One of the arms working is Carson Gibson, a left-hander. Working on the near side bullpen. And Brock Thumdell is also working as LaChance will take strike 1. 3-1 to the MCC catcher. The 3-1. Shot to left. That gets down for a base hit. This is going to roll all the way to the wall. Cooney will score. Heading to second is LaChance. It's an RBI double for Dayton LaChance. It's now 4-2. That brings up Sam Flores. Flores had an RBI double down the right field line in the fourth inning. Now time is called as head coach Hector Rodriguez will come out of the dugout for Midland. So Midland has a 4-2 lead. And it looks like they're going to stick with Bass in this situation. LaChance is at second base. There's 2 outs at the top of the fifth inning. So Flores will step in the left-handed batter's box. The Lufkin native. LaChance leads off of second. There's a fly ball foul above the backstop. Counts 0-1. Owen Smith is on deck. LaChance leading off of second. There's a ball inside, or outside rather. Counts 1-1. Infield with the shift. The third baseman near shortstop. The shortstop behind second base. And everybody else is shifted to the right, the 1-1. There's a call, strike 2. Outfield playing straight away. No shift there. There's a ball that is knocked down by Holcomb. And that evens the count at 2-2 to Flores. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. LaChance at second. Bass looks in, gets the sign from Holcomb. The 2-2. Shot to center. And underneath it is Lewis. He'll make the catch for out number 3. MCC draws a run closer. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Through 4.5 in this winner's bracket final at the Region 5 tournament. It is Midland 4 and MCC 2. You're watching Region 5 baseball for Bosque River Ballpark in Waco on the Centex Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
Nick Graney on to pitch for MCC. Making his 18th appearance, 1-0. 27 1/3 innings pitched. 17 runs allowed, 14 of those earned on 31 hits. Walked 13, struck out 30. a 4.61 earned run average. Greeny, the third pitcher of the day. Carmichael went 3 innings. So he will face the middle part of the Midland lineup. As Justin Rumfield will come to the plate. Rumfield 0 for 2, followed by Xavier Melendez and Brock Terina. Greeny sets and delivers. There's a swing and a miss. The count's 0-1. Greeny from Dallas. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. On the count, 0-2 to Rumfield. The 0-2 is fouled off as Rumfield stays alive in the at-bat. Greeny works from the set. Here's the 0-2, low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rumfield. Greeny's 1-2. There's a foul ball. Nice snag at the third base coach's box by Hector Rodriguez. Fielding the position well. Once again, the 1-2 from Greeny. Again, foul down the left field line. Rumfield, let's see pitch number 7 of the at-bat. Here's the 1-2. Fouled once again. Melendez continues to wait on deck. Pitch number 8 coming up to Justin Rumfield. Here's the 1-2. There's an inside-out swing. Foul ball down the right side. Good attempt by first baseman Cooney. End up getting turned around on the play. The ball dropped as Rumfield will now see pitch number 9 of the at-bat. Greeny sets. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Nick Greeny. 1 away in the 5th. This will bring up the second baseman, Xavier Melendez. He's 0 for 2. Greeny delivers. There's a ball. 1-0 to Melendez. Greeny's 1-0. Low and inside. 2-0 to Melendez. One out here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a swing and a miss as Melendez got tied up at the plate. 2-1 to Melendez. The 2-1. Grounder deep in the hole. It's short. Manuette. unable to come up with the ball, and it leaks into left field. And they charge an error to Brecken Menuet. They'll bring up Brock Turina.
Now number 6, Brock is ready.
Turino with a single and a walk. Greeny delivers. It's a strike call in the outside corner. And the count's 1-0. The 0-1 is fouled out of play. And Greeny quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. Kyle Lewis waits on deck. One on, one out here in the fifth. 0-2 from Greeny. Low. Gets stopped by LaChance. 1-2 to Turina. The 1-2. Shot to second. Flip to second for one. Relay. Double play. 4-6-3 for two for MCC, and they get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, one error, and nobody left on base. We're through 5 complete in this winner's bracket final between Midland and MCC. Chaparral's lead 4-2. Back for the 6th inning in just a moment. You're watching Region 5 baseball here on the Centex Sports Network.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Owen Smith will lead off the top of the 6th inning for MCC. Midland leading 4-2, 4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. For the Chaparrals, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors for McLennan. Pass in a 6th inning of work delivers a strike to start the inning. Walker Freeman and Landon Underhill to follow. A win by MCC, they win the regional championship. A win by Midland, we play again tomorrow at 1. There's a foul. And Smith quickly behind in the count, 0-2. The 0-2 from Bass. Ball high. The count's 1-2. Smith from the Houston area. Bass delivers. Fastball's fouled off. And the count remains 1-2 to Owen Smith. Walker Freeman is on deck. Chaps outfield playing straight away, infield playing back. There's a ball just a little bit low. Hit the inside corner, but a little bit low, and the count is 2-2. The 2-2 offering. Grounder to third. Picking it up is Ibrahimi. He throws it to first, and Rumfield snags it in And they get Smith at first for the first out.
Now coming to the plate number 10, Walker Freeman.
That'll bring up Walker Freeman. He's got a pair of walks. There's a swing and a foul tip. The count's 0-1. Two pitchers up in the bullpen for Midland. Both righties. The 0-1. And there's a strike call, let her high. The count is 0-2. Underhill waits on deck for MCC. Ball that misses outside. A ball and 2 strikes to Walker Freeman. Freeman from Tyler. Here's the 1-2. Ball that was a 58-footer. Freeman evens up the count at 2-2. The 2-2 from Bass. Inside. Nearly hitting Freeman, and that loads the count up at 3-2. There's a ball high. And Freeman will draw the free pass, third time in the ball game that Freeman's been walked. And now going to get a visit from Hector Rodriguez. Daniel Bass has gone the distance. He's gone 5 1/3 innings. And we're going to get a new pitcher. So Bass is going to leave to a big ovation from the Midland crowd.
Now coming in from the Chaparral to pitch with a 19, Carson Gibson.
And Carson Gibson will take over for Daniel Bass. Gibson, the Schulenburg native. He's making his 15th appearance. He's 1-0, 25 innings pitched, 21 runs allowed, 17 of those earned on 16 hits. Walked 20, struck out 23, 6.12 earned run average. So he'll inherit a runner at first base, which is Walker Freeman. Hard throwing lefty, has good movement. So MCC right now trails 4-2. Bass can't lose this game as there's just one runner on base. So the worst that he could do is a no decision. Right now, as the game stands, Midland with 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. MCC, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. Underhill, 0 for 1 with a walk. Lefty on lefty matchup to start the outing for Gibson. It's a fastball upstairs, 1-0. Brecken Menuet is on deck. Gibson looks to first. Now deals. Upstairs and in. 2-0 to Underhill. Short lead by Freeman at first. Being held on by Rumfield. There's a strike call right down the middle. 2-1 to Underhill. Outfield playing straight away at regular depth. Infield shaded to the right. There's a ball. 3-1 to Underhill. Lots of real estate between the third baseman Ibrahimi and the shortstop Martinez. The 3-1. Low and outside, ball 4. Freeman will move to second, Underhill up to first, and that'll bring up Brecken Menuet. He's 0 for 2. Underhill representing the tying run. Menuet has had a flair for the dramatic, we let you know earlier. He had a walk-off homer in MCC's first game against Howard. That ended at 3:39 in the morning on Saturday as Menuet will take ball 1. A righty continues to work in the Weatherford bullpen. Make that the Midland bullpen. Different kind of yellow. Runners leading off of first and second. The 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strike. Holcomb having to do some work behind the plate. He's got good lateral movement back behind the plate. Here's the 2-0. Fastball right down the pipe. 2-1 to Menuet. Daniel Harden is on deck, the top of the MCC batting order. He will bat for the 4th time. Here's the 2-1. Pop-up. And the catch is made on the slide by Ibrahimi. Throw back to second to try to get Freeman. Not in time. Surprised that wasn't an infield fly rule with runners at first and second and less than 2 outs. The ball was popped up on the infield. But the infield fly rule was not invoked. Yes, it was, now that we're looking at the replay. It was invoked by the field umpire by the second base bag. 2 down. Brings up Harden. He's got a trio of infield groundouts in this game. There's a strike call. Counts 0-1. Mac Rose is on deck. Freeman leads off of second. Underhill off of first. There's a strike call. And Harden behind in the count, 0-2. Carson Gibson on in relief of Daniel Bass here in the 6th. Both runners on with short leads. Here comes the 0-2. And that hits Harden. And that's going to load the bases for Mac Rose.
Now coming to the plate from the hotline, number 11, Mac Rose.
Rose with 3 groundouts to second base in the game. Gibson looks in, gets the sign, and delivers. Ball, nice grab and block by Trace Holcomb. And the count's 1-0. Aiden Cooney waits on deck. Gibson's 1-0 is fouled off the screen. 1-1 to Mac Rose. Walker Freeman at third. Landon Underhill at second. Daniel Harden at first. MCC trails by 2, 4-2. Gibson gets his sign. Rose awaits the 1-1. And that ball misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Rose. Gibson delivers. Shot to right field. This gets down for a base hit. 1 run is in. Rounding third and heading for home. Landon Underhill. He'll score. It's a 2-run single for Mac Rose, and we're tied at 4. Harden advances to third. Rose looked dead ran at that fastball and drilled it to right field. Now the go-ahead run is at third, and Aiden Cooney is the batter. Another run. Another arm, I should say, in the bullpen for Midland. At this point, it's all hands on deck. There's a shot to right field. This goes foul as Cooney was way out in front, and the count's 0-1. Dayton LaChance is on deck. Harden leads off of third. There's a ball. 1-1 to Cooney. Harden takes a sprinting lead off of third to try to entice a throw or a balk move from Gibson. Here's the 1-1. And that hits Cooney right between the shoulder blades, and that reloads the bases. Brings up Dayton LaChance. And now we're going to have another mound visit from Hector Rodriguez. And we're going to get the call to the bullpen, and there's going to be a righty coming in.
Now coming in for the Chaparrals, number 18, Brock Thorndale.
Brock Thorndale will come on. Thorndale making his 8th appearance, no record. 4 and a third innings pitched, 8 runs on 5 hits allowed, 10 walks and 5 strikeouts, a ERA of 16.62. So Thornhill coming in a tough situation, coming in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. McLennan has tied the score 4-4. LaChance is the 8th batter of the inning. He's 2 for 3. A pair of doubles, a run scored, and a run batted in. So there's not a tougher out right now in this batting order for MCC than Dayton LaChance. And he's going to get a chance
Coming to the plate for the
with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Both teams with 4 runs on 5 hits as we play here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Thornhill deals. There's a ball low, 1-0. Sam Flores waits on deck. Harden at third, Rose at second, Cooney at first. The 1-0. Fastball on the inside corner. And the count's 1-1 to LaChance. Chaparral's outfield playing straight away, a little deeper than usual. Infield playing back. At standard range, there's a pop-up. This is going to go over the screen, foul. And the count's 1-2, and one of the few times that anybody here in this grandstand behind the backstop has had a chance for a souvenir. Everything has gone well clear of the overhang. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Thornhill delivers. Grounder to short. Throwing the ball over, and it short hops Rumfield at the bag. And now we have a traffic problem over at third. A run is in. And throwing over to third, not in time. MCC takes the lead on an error on the throw from Martinez. So that was really a tailor-made out. However, the throw short-hopped Rumfield. So the bases are still left loaded. 1 run is in. It's now 5-4 MCC. Flores batting with the bases loaded. Thornhill winds and delivers. Fastball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Flores, 1 for 3, had an RBI double in the 4th. Thornhill's 1-0. Low, 2-0. Owen Smith, who batted to start the inning, is on deck as MCC is batted around in the 6th. The 2-0. Fastball straight down the middle, maybe a little bit on the outside corner. And the count's 2-1. Rose at third. Cooney at second. LaChance at first. Here's the 2-1. This is foul over on top of the batting cages here at Bosque River Ballpark, and the count is 2-2. Bases loaded, full of McLennan Highlanders. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Curveball outside, 3-2. And we've got an action pitch coming up. Again, Rose at third, Cooney at second, LaChance at first. Owen Smith is on deck. Here comes the payoff pitch from Brock Thornhill. Shot to left. And this is trouble. And this is in for a base hit in short left field. 2 runs are in. The throw to the plate, and being tagged out was LaChance. And that will do it for the inning. However, 2 runs do score on the play. So recapping the inning, 5 runs. On 2 hits. There were 2 hit batters, 2 walks, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. If that wasn't wild enough for you, I just don't know what is. Here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The script is flipped in this Region 5 winners bracket championship game between McLennan and Midland. It is now the Highlanders 7 and Chaparral 4. You're watching the Region 5 tournament from Bosque River Ballpark in Waco here on the Centex Sports Network.
Hello, my name is Roy Gillis, CEO of Lighthouse Streaming, and you're watching Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
Nick Greeny now pitching with a lead for MCC, as Kyle Lewis will start the inning. Lewis 1 for 2. He singled and scored back in the 2nd. 7 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for MCC. Midland with 4 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. Greeny delivers. Pop-up, foul, over the backstop, and the count is 0-1. Ibrahimi and Taylor to follow here in the 6th. If MCC wins, they win Region 5. If Midland wins, we play to decide the champion tomorrow. The 0-1. Shot to center field. And going out to make the catch in short center field is Underhill for route number 1. I'll bring up Parker Ibrahimi. Ibrahimi with an RBI double and scored in the 2nd. Greeny delivers. Shot to left. And that gets down for a base hit. Rounding first and heading for 2nd is Ibrahimi, and he'll have his 2nd double of the game. So the action is picked up fast and furious on both sides as we bring up Andrew Taylor. Taylor 0 for 2 has a pair of infield groundouts. Greeny looks back at 2nd, now delivers. Curveball breaks in across the plate, and the count is 0-1. Trace Holcomb is on deck. MCC outfield playing straight away, infield playing back. The 0-1. Pop-up. This is in foul territory. Giving chase is Flores. And he'll try to hop the wall, but ball is out of play. The count's 0-2. You got to do what you got to do. Ibrahimi at 2nd following his double. The 0-2 from Greeny. 58-footer hops up to the plate, blocked by LaChance. And the count's 1-2. Trace Holcomb is on deck. Holcomb was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd. Greeny's 1-2. Fastball, call, strike 3 on the inside corner. Second strikeout for Nick Greeny. 2-away and brings up Trace Holcomb. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. That walk would be a hit batter. He was hit on the elbow. Greeny delivers. Fastball misses too far inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Holcomb. Martinez is on deck. He had a homer back in the 4th. Greeny looks back at second, the 1-0. Low, blocked by LaChance. The count's 2-0. Greeny looks back at second, and ball's fouled off, 2-1. LaChance's catching style reminds me of a hockey goalie, especially when he goes to block errant pitches. He is from Sherbrooke, Quebec, Canada, so there is that. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's 2-2. Greeny looks back at second. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses a little bit inside. And the count's run full, 3-2 to Holcomb. Ibrahimi at second. Martinez waiting on deck. MCC leads 7-4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This winner's bracket championship game. The payoff pitch. Grounder deep in the hole at short. Menuet throws it, and they get the out. Great play by Menuet going in the hole at short, and they get the out that they need to get off the field. So a 1-out double by Parker Ibrahimi goes by the board. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We go to the top of the 7th inning in this winner's bracket championship game between McLennan and Midland. It is the Highlanders 7 and the Chaparrals 4. You're watching Region 5 tournament action from Bosque River Ballpark in Waco on the Centex Sports Network.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
You got 8 seconds to prove.
Owen Smith will lead off the top of the 7th inning for MCC. He is 0 for 3. He'll be followed by Walker Freeman and Landon Underhill. Brock Thornhill in his 2nd inning of work deals ball up and in. 1-0 to Smith. Here's the 1-0. Upstairs, a little bit inside, 2-0. Midland outfield playing straight away at regular depth. No shift on in the infield. As Smith will take a strike. 2-1 count to Smith. Freeman on deck. He's got 3 walks in the ballgame. Grounder to short. Martinez Throws it to Rumfield. It's offline. And that's going to be an error on the throw.
Now coming to the plate for the Highland, number 10, Walker Freeman.
Brings up Walker Freeman. He's walked in the 2nd, 4th, and 6th. Thornhill looks to first. Now delivers. Ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Landon Underhill waiting on deck. MCC trailed this game 3-0 and 4-1. There's a ball low. 2 balls, no strikes. They scored once in the 4th, once in the 5th, and 5 times last inning. The 2-0. Outside, 3-0. Thornhill gets the sign from Holcomb. The 3-0. Right down the middle. Yeah, the count's 3-1. A right-hander working in the Midland bullpen. 3-1. Again down the middle. And the count's 3-2. Seven to 4. MCC on top of Midland. There comes the payoff pitch from Brock Thornhill. Low. Ball 4. Smith will move down to second. And that'll bring up Landon Underhill. Underhill 0 for 1. He's walked twice. Scored back in the 6th inning. Thornhill looks back at second. Short lead for Smith. There's a bunt, and that's a good one. On the run, Ibrahimi throws it to first. Throw to third, not in time. So, sacrifice bunt executed perfectly by Underhill. Now runners at second and third with 1 down, and that'll bring up Brecken Menuet. Brecken is 0 for 3. Smith leading off at third, Freeman from second. There's a strike call. The count's 0-1 to Menuet. Top of the lineup coming up for MCC. Daniel Harden is on deck. The 0-1. Chopper to Ibrahimi. He'll have to throw it, and beating the throw was Menuet. And that scores a run. It's now 8-4. Ibrahimi anticipated that the ball was going to roll foul and ended up on a fair trajectory. Ended up scoring. Smith. Runners at the corners for MCC. And Harden comes back to the plate. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th and scored. There's a ball outside, 1-0. Mac Rose is on deck. Thornhill gets the sign from Holcomb. The 1-0. Pop-up. Underneath it is Ibrahimi for out number 2. Two down, and that'll bring up Mac Rose. Rose had a 2-run single in the 6th inning, which helped contribute to a 5-run frame.
Now comes to the plate number 11, Matt Rose.
Altogether, 1 for 4. Thornhill looks at third, peeks to first. Now deals. There's a strike call. The count's 0-1. Aiden Cooney is on deck. 8 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for MCC. Midland, 4 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. Throw to first. Not in time as Rumfield had to stretch to grab the pickoff throw. Runners at the corners with good leads. The 0-1 from Thornhill. Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2 to Rose. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll do it for MCC in the top of the 7th. They score a run on 1 hit, 1 error. Make that, yes, 1 error. And 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, stretch time here at Bosque River Ballpark. MCC 8, Midland 4. You're watching the Region 5 Winners Bracket Final from Bosque River Ballpark in Waco on the Central Texas. That's the Centex Sports Network.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
Midland with some work to do as they trail by 4 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jake Martinez will lead off the inning at the top of the lineup. Martinez 2 for 3. He homered to left field back in the 4th inning. Driven a pair of runs. Here's a pop-up. And that's another home run that's carrying for Martinez. Second homer over the left field fence. It's now 8-5. And he's hit a couple of moonshots in the last 2 at-bats.
Now coming to the plate number 39, Matthew Goodmiller.
Goodmiller is the batter as he swings and misses. And the count's 0-1. He is 0 for 3, reached on an error in the first. The 0-1, low and outside. 1-1 to Goodmiller. Justin Rumfield is on deck. Greeny sets. Here's the 1-1. A foul towards the Midland dugout. 1-2 to Goodmiller. Here's Greeny's 1-2. Misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Matt Guttmiller. The 2-2. Fouled off the top of the screen. Count remains 2-2. Quantum with 8 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. Midland, 5 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. Greeny's 2-2. Up and in. Full count to Guttmiller. He'll see pitch number 7 of this at-bat. Greeny gets his pitch. He'll set, and the payoff. Fouled off. And the count remains 3-2. Greeny's payoff pitch is fouled off once again. So Guttmiller battling in this at-bat. We'll see pitch number 9. Nobody on. A home run by Martinez to start the inning. The payoff pitch. Grounder to second. Underhill. Throws it over to Cooney, and there's out number 1. Brings up Justin Rumfield. Rumfield 0 for 3.
Justin Rumfield.
And now we're going to get a mound visit as infield's going to get together to discuss strategy as Midland prepares to enter the teeth of their lineup. Home plate umpire heading out to disperse the mass on the mound. Everybody complies. Rumfield with a pair of strikeouts and a foul out to right field. He'll step in, nobody on, and 1 out here in the 7th. Here's a shot to left field. Harden is underneath it. Takes a few steps in. He makes the catch for out number 2. Highlander fans holding on with bated breath. And that'll bring up Xavier Melendez. Melendez reached on an error in the 5th inning. You could hear a pin drop with every fly ball. Right now, there's a ball. 1-0 to Melendez. Brock Tarina is on deck. Greeny's 1-0. Swing and a miss. A ball and a strike to Melendez. Outfield and infield both playing standard depth. Straight away. The 1-1. Fouled off. 1-2 to Melendez. Here's the 1-2. This is a ball that's fouled off. Counts 1-2. Midland playing its 6th game of the tournament. MCC playing their 4th. Here's the 1-2. inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now no action in the Midland bullpen as everybody's settled down. The 2-2. Shot into left field. That's a base hit. Jetted past a diving Sam Flores. And a 2-out single will bring up Brock Torino.
Brock Torino.
Torino 1 for 2. He walked and scored back in the second inning. Greeny delivers. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Kyle Lewis waiting on deck. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. A ball and a strike to Torino. Greeny takes a look at first. Sets and the 1-1 in the dirt. Good scoop by LaChance. The count's 2-1 to Torino. Greeny came on in the 5th inning. There's a fly ball to left center field. Calling for it is Smith. And he'll make the catch for out number 3. So Midland pulls a run closer after leading off with a solo shot in the first pitch of the inning by Jake Martinez. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We're through 7 complete in this Winners Bracket Championship game between MCC and Midland. The Highlanders 8 and the Chaparrals 5. You're watching Region 5 tournament action from Bosque River Ballpark in Waco on the Centex Sports Network.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be.
Top of the 8th inning, Aiden Cooney leading off for MCC. Cooney 1 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch and has walked. There's a ball to start the inning. LaChance and Flores to follow. Thornhill delivers. Swing and a miss. The count's 1-1. Tony Adams with you here on the Centex Sports Network. Glad to bring you the tournament action this weekend. Here in Region 5, there's a ball up high. And the count's 2-1. Dayton LaChance is on deck. Thornhill delivers. And that misses a little bit outside. 3 balls, 1 strike to Cooney. 8 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for MCC. Midland with 5 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. And that ball hits Cooney. And Cooney sort of laughs it off. Licking his fingers, not sure what that's all about, but I'm sure I'll get an explanation on that later. Brings up Dayton LaChance. LaChance 2 for 4. Also reached on an error in the 6th inning. He's scored twice. And LaChance will foul it off his foot. And the count is 0-1. Hector Rodriguez thought it was a fair ball, and LaChance had grabbed it. It fouled off his foot. Not much to argue there. Flores is on deck. Here's the 0-1. Ball spikes up to the plate. Cooney will swipe second. MCC with a runner at second base in scoring position. Nobody out in the top of the 8th inning. MCC, even though it's their home field, they are the visiting team in this ball game. The 1-1. Shot. Eaten up by Martinez. Good throw to first. There's one down. Martinez took his time to get that ball over to Rumfield. That brings up Sam Flores. Flores 2 for 4. Has a 3 RBI ball game. Now time is called as Hector Rodriguez makes his way towards the pitcher's mound. And looks like we're going to have a new pitcher for Midland.
Pitching for the Chaparrals, number 20, Blake Hollingshead.
So Blake Hollingshead will be the 4th pitcher of the evening for Midland. Hollingshead making his 8th appearance. No wins or losses, has 1 save, 6 2/3 innings. He's pitched so far, 4 runs, 4 hits allowed, 8 walks, 8 strikeouts, and a 5.40 earned run average. So he will inherit a run, a runner on base that is. As Cooney is at second base. Midland won earlier today against Weatherford 8-6. They used several pitchers in that game earlier today. So the status right now, 8 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for MCC, 5 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for Midland. MCC wins this ball game. They win the Region 5 championship. If Midland should come back from behind and win, then we would be forced to an if game tomorrow. That would be at 1 o'clock right back here at Bosque River Ballpark. So Flores will be the first to face Hollingshead. He is 2 for 4 with 3 runs batted in. He'll step in the left-handed batter's box. Runner takes off for third, throw down to third. Not in time. It's a 1-strike count. to Flores, and Cooney picks up the steal. So MCC with a 3-run lead and a runner at third base. Right-hander warming up in the Midland bullpen. Here's the 0-1. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Flores. Infield playing in for a potential play at the plate. Flores leading off the bag. There's a swing and a miss heading towards the plate. And scoring standing up is Cooney. Now 9-5. The count is 1-2 to Flores. Owen Smith is on deck. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And there's 2 down in the 8th. Bring up Owen Smith. Smith 0 for 4. He reached on an error in the 7th inning and scored. MCC has scored in each of their last 5 innings. As Hollingshead deals a strike. Nice curveball, breaks in the inner part of the plate. Walker Freeman is on deck. Grounder back to Hollingshead. Takes his time, throws it to first, and that will do it for the inning. No runs, 1 hit. No errors. Actually, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 1 run did score, and that scored on a pass ball. Go to the bottom of the 8th inning in this Region 5 winners bracket game between MCC and Midland. It is now MCC 9, Midland 5. You're watching the Region 5 tournament at Bosque River Ballpark on Centex Network, Centex Sports Network.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do.
Stephen Stahl on to pitch the 8th inning for MCC, making his 15th appearance of the season. 2-0 record with 2 saves, 28 innings pitched, 12 runs allowed, 11 of those earned, 26 hits, walked 8, struck out 40, allowed 2 homers, and has an earned run average of 3.54. He'll pitch to Kyle Lewis, Parker Ibrahimi, and Andrew Taylor. The 6, 7, and 8 spots in the Midland lineup. Chaparrals with a lot of work to do. They've got to pick up 4 runs
Leading off for the Chaparrals in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
over the next 2 innings and keep MCC off the board. MCC wins this game, they win the Region 5 championship. MCC with the lead by 4. Midland trying to force the if game as Lewis fouls it off. Lewis 1 for 3 with a run scored. The lefty Stahl delivers. There's a ball This is outside. A ball and a strike to Lewis. Ibrahimi is on deck. Stahl winds and delivers. Swing and a miss. And the count is 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off. Lewis stays alive in the count. The 1-2 from Stahl. Call, strike 3. First strikeout for Stephen Stahl. One down in the Midland 8th. And that'll bring up Parker Ibrahimi. Parker 2 for 3. Run scored, run batted in. Here's a grounder to third. Flores throws it away from the bag. Cooney has to run after it. Ibrahimi stops at second on the slide. It's going to be an error on the MCC third baseman. Second error on the Highlanders. Brings up Andrew Taylor. Taylor 0 for 3. Shadows creeping on to the diamond here at McQuinton Field. From the third base side, there's a ball. 1-0. Trace Holcomb is on deck. The 1-0 from Stahl is fouled off. 1-1 to Taylor. Stahl will look back at second. A second time, now the 1-1. Misses inside. And the count's 2-1. There's a ball upstairs, 3-1 to Taylor. The patient hitting of Midland. Trying to kick in here. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner at second. There's a grounder to third. Charging is Flores. He'll throw it to first for out number 2. Staying put at second is Ibrahimi. That'll bring up the catcher, Trace Holcomb. Holcomb 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the second. It's a fastball swung on and missed by Holcomb. And the count's 0-1. Jake Martinez, the top of the lineup, is on deck. Fastball right back across. And the count's 0-2 to Holcomb. Ibrahimi at second base with the lead. A 2-strike count to Holcomb. Stahl's 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Stephen Stahl. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the top of the 9th inning in this winner's bracket championship game of Region 5 between MCC and Midland. It is McQuinton 9, Midland 5. Back here in just a moment, you're watching Region 5 tournament action from Bosque River Ballpark in Waco on the Centex Sports Network.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be, expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
Top of the 9th inning for Bosqueville. Make that Bosque River Ballpark in Waco. Tony Adams with you here on Centex Sports Network. It's been our pleasure to bring you these 14 games of the Region 5 tournament. It's been an exciting one so far. 9-5, MCC leading Midland. MCC coming up here in the 9th inning as they'll have the bottom of their lineup coming up. Walker Freeman has walked 4 times in the game. You rarely see a 3-walk game, let alone 4 walks. But that's what Freeman has done. So the Tyler native will step in the left-handed batter's box against Hollingshead. So swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. Landon Underhill and Brecken Menuet due up here in the MCC 9th. Here's the 0-1. Curveball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Freeman. Hollingshead gets the sign from Holcomb. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball spikes up to the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike to Freeman. Hollingshead with the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. There's a swing and a miss. Fastball was a little bit out of the zone. It's now a full count to Freeman. Underhill waiting on deck. The payoff pitch from Hollingshead. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Blake Hollingshead. 1 away. And that'll bring up Landon Underhill. Underhill 0 for 1 officially. Laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 7th inning and has a pair of walks. There's a curveball across for strike 1. Brecken Menuet is on deck. The 0-1. There's a bunt. And it's straight at Ibrahimi. Throw to first, and they get him. There's 2 down. Brings up shortstop Brecken Menuet. Menuet 1 for 4, had an infield single and a run batted in the 7th inning. Hollingshead deals, ball spikes up to the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the MCC lineup on deck with Daniel Harden. Here's the 1-0. Strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike to Menuet. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. The count's 1-2. Hollingshead came on with 1 out in the 8th. Here's the 1-2. Shot up the middle. That's a base hit. Menuet now 2 for 5. And that will bring up Daniel Harden.
4, Daniel Harden.
Harden 0 for 4 was hit by a pitch and scored back in the 6th. Here's the set and the pitch. Low, good scoop by Holcomb. And the count's 1-0. Mac Rose is on deck. Hollingshead sets a look to first. Here's the 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes to Harden. Hollingshead sets, he'll look to first. He'll peek over. Now the 2-0. And that misses a little bit outside. 3 balls, no strikes to Harden. Once again, Rose waiting on deck. The 3-0. Low, ball 4. So a 2-out, 4-pitch walk to Harden will bring up Mac Rose. Rose 1 for 5. Had a 2-run single back in the 6th inning and scored. Hollingshead nods, gets the sign. First pitch to Rose. Taking all the way for strike 1. Aiden Cooney waits on deck. Hollingshead gets the sign from Holcomb. The 0-1. It's a pop-up on the left side of the infield, tailing foul. And the catch is made by Ibrahimi for out number 3. In the MCC ninth, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 9th here at Bosque River Ballpark. Last chance for Midland. MCC 9, Chaparrals 5. Exciting bottom of the 9th action coming up from the Region 5 Winners Bracket Final. You're watching it live on Centex Sports Network.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Bayless Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be
Stephenstall
and
to
more.
pitch the 9th
Create
inning.
your own success at MCC.
As Midland will send the top of their lineup. They need 4 runs here to tie the ball game. Stephenstall with the ball, and he delivers a strike to Martinez as we start the bottom of the 9th. Matt Guthmiller and Justin Rumfield to follow. Stall's 0-1. In the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to Martinez. Stall's 1-1. Fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Martinez. The 1-2. Once again, fouled off by Martinez. Martinez with a pair of homers. He's 3 of 4 in the ball game. Stahl nods, sets the 1-2. Outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Martinez. The 2-2. Shot down the left field line. And it drops foul about 3 feet from the line. Count remains 2-2. Guthmiller remains on deck. Stahl gets the sign from LaChance. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout for Stephen Stahl, 1 down, and that'll bring up Matt Guthmiller.
And that brings up number 39, Matthew Guthmiller.
He's 0 for 4, reached on an error in the first inning. First pitch is inside. 1-0. Rumfield waiting on deck. The 1-0. Strike call in the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Guthmiller. The 1-1. Misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Stahl sets. Here comes the 2-1. Fly ball to left center field. Underneath it is Harden. He'll make the catch for out number 2. And Midland is down to their final out. That'll bring up first baseman Justin Rumfield. He is 0 for 4 in the game. Stahl looks in, gets the sign. First pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. Stahl sets. Here's the 0-1. It's fouled off, and Midland is down to their final strike. Two strikes to Rumfield. The pitch fouled off. Rumfield stays alive. It's 0-2. Melendez is on deck. Nine runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for MCC. 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Midland. Stahl with the 0-2. Low. 1-2 to Rumfield. One, 2 from Stahl. Swing and a miss, strike 3. McLennan Community College is the Region 5 tournament champions with a 9-5 win over Midland. So a berth to the World Series for the Highlanders after a hard-fought 9-5 win coming from 3-0 and 4-1 down. Final line, McLennan, 9 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and Midland, 5 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. My honor to bring it to you here on the Centex Sports Network. Everybody have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you next time from Bosque River Ballpark. So long, everybody.